Welcome back to the second episode of New School versus Old School, or vice versa.
Who you calling old?
I was gonna see that was because sometimes it's gonna be the old school against the new school. What's going on, Alex?
I'm doing good, doing good. How you doing, TheeEnicole?
I
Happy New
am.
Year.
Yes, Happy New Year. That's
Yeah,
crazy. I haven't seen you. I haven't talked to you face to face since last year.
right, exactly. Isn't that something?
Yes,
So
time flies when you're having fun, right?
doesn't it? Doesn't it?
Or
But
not.
or not. I tell you what, it's been an interesting 7 days so far. I tell you that. So needless to say, yeah.
Ups and downs and all arounds.
Already the first week already.
Yes. I
So
hope everybody watching, I hope you guys have had a happy new year. We're not even, you know what? We're not even going to do New Year's resolutions because y'all know y'all don't keep those.
Yeah. You know something? Gym memberships go up every year in January. And by the time the 30th or 31st come, nobody's going to the gym. So
treadmills dusty as hell.
Yeah. and so is their asses. Dusty as hell.
He said that one, yeah. He said that one, yeah. So if you watched last week, and if you didn't, shame on you, go back for the replay. We ended off the conversation, and Alex, you urged us to watch the movie Smile.
Yes.
So, yes. I didn't watch it.
Okay.
It was a bit much for me. If you guys don't know, you guys can check it out. It's streaming right now, so check that out. We're going to break it down a little bit.
Yeah. What was a bit much for you? What was it that really struck you?
First of all, the smile. I muted it a couple of times. Just because I'm very careful about what I allow myself to hear, if I can help it. So I know it was one scene where the lead character, she was seeing a male patient and he kept saying, "You're going to die." Like, I'm not about to listen to you say that 1,000 times. So I put it, it was a lot going on. It's a lot to unpack.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting about the film is, and I encourage everybody to watch it because of the message at the end. And there may be a spoiler alert at this point. The movie's been out about 3 months at this point. But the Smile, the horror movie of it, that draws you in because people like horror. They want to be scared. They want to be intrigued and all that kind of thing. But what the horror is an evil spirit is what it really is. Oh. And it's sort of a welcoming evil spirit, but a devilish evil spirit, because the way the smile occurs, there's nothing good about to happen. Usually people smile at you, it's pleasant. They, "Hey, how you doing?" They smiling, "How you doing?" But if you're just walking down the street and you look off in the corner and somebody's staring at you, TheeEnicole, and they just like this.
Listen, I'm not finna think happy at first. I'm just not I'm the one that people walk by and be like, "You too pretty to not be smiling." Like, stop talking to me. But that smile gave me Joker, or what's the girl that Harley?
Yeah, Harley Quinn.
And it was that type of presence.
Yeah, the Joker, the Riddler, Harley Quinn, all these different kind of evil, devilish type smiles. There's no good intent behind it. And that's what the movie was doing. So when she went on this journey as a therapist, which was also a little creepy, because when you find out what her issues were, it's like, how the hell did she become a therapist? She didn't deal with her own junk, So in a nutshell, and we can get deeper into this because you may have more questions, but the smile in itself is the demon of unresolved trauma that lives within you and haunts you for the rest of your life unless you deal with it. Unless you resolve it, it's going to walk around with you the rest of your life. And the psychiatrist had unresolved trauma in her past from witnessing her mother commit suicide, and she never dealt with it.
Okay, because I feel like I was trying to think too much into it since you told me to watch it, and I was kind of looking at everything. Is this what it's about? Is this what it's about? Is this what it's about? Right. So it was like, so you're saying that the smile is basically the taunting aspect.
Right.
Okay.
The demon of unresolved trauma that we carry around our entire life. You got to remember the psychiatrist was a young girl when her mother, took her life. Okay, but she witnessed it as I don't know, she was 8 or 9 or something, right? Now she grew up, she's a psychologist. She's advising people how to get over trauma, but haven't dealt with her own. So it came full circle, right back to haunt her and live within her, because it stays in the back of our mind. It stays in our psyche if we don't deal with it. And then we get what's known as triggers. Somebody say something to you, but you don't know why you have the triggers. You got the triggers because you haven't resolved some things. And that's basically what the movie's about.
That's kind of deep though, because I think that more of us than we care to be honest and say up front. I think we do that. Like transparent time. Y'all know me. I'm transparent. I don't care. You can't hurt me with what I know about myself. I've never thought I was pretty. So I battled with low self-esteem when I was younger because I've always been different. I've always stood out. My hair is natural. When I was growing up, it was the just for me era. Everybody had a relaxer. My mama wasn't going for that. I don't really need it, but you want things that you don't need because everybody's doing it as a kid. I've never worn makeup, so I've always had certain insecurities about myself. So the professions that I chose were professions where I help people feel good about themselves. Meanwhile, I'm the one telling people I don't think I'm pretty, but I'm a cosmetologist. So me doing somebody's hair, that makes me feel good to do somebody's hair and watch their mood change when they look in the mirror like, oh yes. Because y'all ladies, y'all know y'all turn into a new person with that new hairdo. Yeah. And then I became a medical massage therapist too, because when you take care of your body and you're healthy, you feel better about yourself. So the things that I wasn't doing for myself, I was doing for other people. So it's deep when you think
about it. Well, isn't that in your case, and in a lot of cases, but you're talking about yourself, isn't that a form of hypocrisy to you in a lot of ways?
That's why I said that's deep though. Just thinking about it, because I thought I had a lot of questions, but just that small analysis that you've done so far makes so much sense. It resonates with me.
You're an open book. I'm an open book pretty much because I've done what I've done in my life. I don't care. I'm a different person now. So my life is about lessons and teaching and all that kind of stuff. So,
exactly.
But when I was younger, my mom's loved us all. I had 2 brothers growing up. I got a lot of siblings, but there were 3 of us in the same house with a single mother. And she did and said some rough things, and because of her behavior and then seeing numerous boyfriends coming in and out of the house at times, and we saw too much as 3 boys. We seen too much from my mother. God rest her soul, right? So that caused a lot of pain. And then some of the things that she said, she said real hurtful stuff to us at times, right? And then we grew up in an era where you beat it, with a belt and ironing cords and extension cords, and that's the era we grew up in.
Popped in the mouth.
Popped in the mouth. Pinched to death. You get pinched to death and all kind of stuff. So, capital punishment was the thing. It wasn't no timeouts. It wasn't none of that kind of stuff. So I come to find out later on in life, because I watched so much of this in my household and in my neighborhood. I hated women for a long, long time. It was love-hate. I loved them because they made me feel good in bed. They did things for me sexually. I needed them for that because I wasn't gay. So I needed women for that. Okay. But I treated them horribly, and I thought it was the thing to do because other guys were doing it. We were taught by guys in the neighborhood, by the grown men. That's how you do, man. You knock them off and you dump them. So we thought that was the end thing, right? You growing up with this mess.
Yeah.
But come to find out that it was just what I witnessed. And then the girls in the neighborhood weren't too kind to me. The girls in school weren't too kind to me. So as I grew up and started to blossom and come into my own and get halfway decent looking, the women that started to come to me, they got it. they got the dirt of the dirt, you know, and the ones that I sincerely loved, I didn't treat them well. And it ended up causing my own pain, you know, my own demise, and sending me into the pit of hell because I didn't know why I was treating them this way. I say I love you, but I'm cheating.
Right.
I say I love you, but I'm calling you all kind of bees and hoes, and you know. Right. So that's a contradiction. So it's like if you love them,
big. I don't think a lot of men can admit that, you know, that they really don't like women, and I don't mean in a sexual sense. Yeah. I mean from just what we talking about, past traumas and that transference of animosity and resentment.
Right. That's right. I didn't like them at all. But I knew in my heart, I couldn't go out and be a serial killer. And I mean, you know, I couldn't go out and be, you know, a rapist. That would never in the equation. But if I could treat them like garbage, you know, if I could use their body and throw them away like garbage, if I could sleep with their friends, their mama, you know, I didn't care. You know what I mean? So I was out for revenge because I was hurting. Because every woman that I was with sexually was a symbol of all the women that treated me like garbage early on. All the women that rejected me. My mother doing what she did, saying some of the things that she said. It was my time now. And, you know, hurting people hurt people.
And just think about how we do things like that, not thinking of the other person. And because I feel like I've been in a relationship like that where the guy resented his mom, and I'm sitting here trying to love you. I feel like I'm in love with you, and you tell me you love me, so it's mind fucking me because I don't understand why you treat me this way, but you're telling me you love me.
Because it's not you.
Right.
Because it's not you. He hasn't dealt with his garbage.
Right.
And I think we go through our whole life and we get to be 40 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus, and we still haven't dealt with it. And we blaming everybody. You've been married 4 times, 5 times you've been married. When do you start looking at you and stop blaming the people you were married to?
Right.
At some point, you got to say, I was the issue. Let me take stock of myself. Let me be honest. Let me go get some help. Because the hardest thing you know to do, especially for Black men, I want to get therapy. Black dudes would not get therapy to save their mama's life.
Facts. I would say that I'm guilty of that too, somewhat. Because as y'all know on this channel, my daddy is a preacher. My grandfathers were preachers. So I grew up really strict, and that made me hate my daddy. Like, my daddy was an amazing daddy. He still is an amazing father. But I didn't give him really a chance to be a father because I just wanted freedom. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And he was the catalyst stopping me from doing what I wanted to do. Therefore, I hated him. And so when I did get grown and I started talking to guys, the moment I felt that trigger that you were just talking about, where I feel like somebody's trying to tell me what to do, trying to be the boss of me, I spazzed out.
Yeah. And I work very hard to deal with them triggers, you know, because if people know your triggers, and for the neighborhood I'm from Brooklyn, New York, everybody knows that, right? They take no prisoners there. You know, it's like when people know your triggers, they'll trigger you on purpose.
They dare you and smile on their face.
and dare you to do something. You know what I mean? It's like if I knew a lot of guys in the neighborhood, you know, their mom was doing undesirable things or whatever. So it was a soft spot for them. It was a spot you couldn't hit. And what do? Hey, your mother's a hoe, you know. They triggered
drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Your mother's a crackhead. You know, your mother sucked this, your mother sucked that, you know, because back in the neighborhood, everything was your mother because a lot of daddies weren't around. So when we clown parents, it was always clowning the mother. Matter of fact, we called it playing the dozens. We had these stupid your mother jokes. You know, your mother's so dark, she went to night school, they marked her absent. You know, all these different kind of jokes we had, you know, for mothers. But there was never any father jokes because there were no fathers around. You know, so when we talk about the movie Smile, when she realized that it was after her because she wasn't dealing with some junk, she had to go all the way back to her childhood home to try to figure out how this thing got started. You
And
know,
that's the crazy part. Because when I realized that I was treating men bad because of the resentment I had for my dad, it was weird because you're right, in the beginning, you really don't know why you're doing it.
right.
You just like, I don't like this, and you're subconsciously fighting against that.
Mm-hmm.
But until you sit down and really look back and see what caused it, it's a crazy little web you got to unweave.
Right. Because you know what, TheeEnicole, is nobody's responsibility, okay, to unpack your trauma.
Right.
If nobody did nothing, if this person that you love, you met him when you're 30 years old, you got 30 years worth of trauma before you met them.
Right.
It's not their job to heal you. You got to heal yourself, because who knows what they coming in with.
Right.
Maybe they dealt with their trauma or not, but two broken people cannot make a whole person. That don't work.
And guys get mad at me because, this is the day and age of social media.
Mm-hmm.
So if a guy comes to me on social media and he like, we might have a conversation or a transaction, whether it be business or something like that. And, then here comes the flirting. And they're like, send me your number. No, I'd rather keep the conversation here because I don't know how I'm going to feel about you next week.
Right. Right.
And they're like, well, we talking here. We going to keep it here till I feel like you should have my number, because that's a whole nother bag of games when somebody have your personal number. And I think that people just move too fast on all aspects of life these days.
Yeah. And they say when you build something fast, you lose it fast.
Yeah.
You have to take your time and build something up brick by brick. No one puts a brand new house up in a day.
Right.
These things take time.
And if they do, you better not step foot in there.
I huff and I puff and I blow. You'll blow it down. It won't be made of nothing. A house of straw. So the thing that's interesting about you, TheeEnicole, is that obviously you're a very attractive woman, right? But nobody can tell you how you feel about yourself. Look at your face. Now you're gonna make faces. But you just finished telling me about how your inbox be. Your inbox be flooded.
Everybody inbox jump.
Listen, believe me, if you were ugly, there'll be nobody in your inbox.
That's not true, though.
Well, you must like some ugly people. If they like ugly
people,
I'm
saying, how did all the ugly people have all these kids?
That's meeting them in the laundromat. You met them coming outside the liquor store.
Oh, done.
They're not in their inboxes like that. So listen, but we can't tell nobody how to feel about themselves. You have to deal with that in your own mind.
Perception is crazy.
Yeah. The mind can be a terrible thing, because we come to our own conclusions, how we feel, what triggers us. Everything is about a decision. I'm deciding to feel good today. Okay. Yeah. I'm deciding to do something positive today, because you don't feel like that every day.
Mm-hmm. That's actually one of the affirmations that I say with my daughter every morning. Mm-hmm. Is I choose happy.
Right.
Because it is literally a choice. Like, I came from church, I say that so many times, but that I have to preference that because it's a different world that I think that people don't really understand. When when you have to go to church damn near 7 days out the week.
Yeah. You a preacher's kid.
Yeah. So coming from that world and being hurt, you form a shell around you. And habits, what they say, it's like 3 days to form a habit.
Yeah, something like
it's
that.
As small as 3 days to form a habit or whatever. Right. So if I'm being mad, I was mad for so many years. I wasn't really realizing that I was being mad. And my granny used to be like, you're choosing to be like that. Because I didn't have no reason to be mad. I really didn't.
Right.
Especially when I ain't had no bills.
Mm-hmm. No. Right.
Because I didn't have my child till I was 27.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, why am I mad? I had to ask myself that day, like, why am I mad?
Yeah.
It takes a lot of energy to be mad.
You couldn't even answer yourself when you asked yourself that question because you had no answers.
No, I was living my best life.
But you knew you were mad at something.
Something.
You just didn't know what
was pissing me off.
Yeah. So every dude come in your life, he catching hell. He like, I'm trying to please her. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that, but I'm catching hell. And he think it's him. I'm not doing enough. Maybe I should buy her more stuff. Maybe I should rub her feet. Maybe I should kiss her more. Maybe I should compliment her more. And you still raising hell. So he running in circles trying to figure this out, but it's not his to figure out. It's yours to figure out.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's not fair.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's not fair to bring somebody in.
Think about the people that can't handle it. Now me and you, I feel like we're stronger people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But what about those people that really can't handle stuff and they get into a situation where somebody and they have all these traumas and they're treating this person a certain way, they don't know how to handle it. Now they're beating your ass or they've exploded and killed you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a whole big dynamic when it comes to trauma, because that saying, you never know what a person is going through, is so true.
Yeah. And like you said, this killing now is way, way out of hand. I mean, I just saw a story the other day. A Mormon father of 4 killed his 4 children, his wife, her mama, and himself because she filed for divorce. Mormon man out of Utah, which is a big Mormon state, Utah. Okay. So it's like, what in the world? And you're hearing this more and more.
We can't even play the race card anymore.
No.
That story about that little boy that offed his mother because she wouldn't get the game. And then after he shot her, he bought the game and played the game. And then I was just talking to my quadruplet about it yesterday. And she said that the people who had him after it happened said he was still asking about the game. So it's like mental health. I know people have start screaming this, and sometimes I feel like they use it too much, but it is a very serious thing.
It is. And some people use it, as an excuse, because my mother always had a saying. She would say, a crazy man will shit and play in it. Okay, that was her saying. So if you want to cry crazy, you done killed 2 or 3 people, and you want to cry crazy, why are you running and hiding? Why are you changing identifications? Why are you doing all? You know what you did. You're not crazy. You got enough sense to run and hide. You got enough sense to change IDs, cut your hair off, change your beard color or whatever. So you're not crazy. So some people using that as a crutch, and then there's some actual mental illness that's going on out here.
That's definitely true.
So as we think about Smile in that film, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the psychology of it, because when I was younger, I loved the gory horror. Jason cutting heads off, and Michael Myers and Chainsaw Massacre and these different kind of movies, because I loved the gore. I was young. Okay. As I got older, and I got more and more curious about people and their behavior. What makes people tick?
That face?
Yeah, you see that face? Creepy. What makes people the way they are? You know what I mean? Because I know everybody didn't grow up like me. Everybody grew up different. Whether you were affluent or poor, you're going to have some issues. So it don't matter. Nobody gets through this place called Earth clean and sane, totally sane. You're going to have some scars.
Definitely. And what Biggie say, more money, more problems. And, in this day and age of reality TV, these people with all this money, they act the same as the people with no money.
If not worse. And worse. Yeah. That's right. Because especially if they didn't have anything growing up. Now they got all this money and notoriety. Nobody teach you how to deal with this. Right. You're just thrown into the spotlight. Right. Like we cover these shows, sometimes, we talk about Ready to Love and Put a Ring on It and Housewives and these different shows, right? And people want to be on TV, but they don't want what comes with it. They want everybody to be on their IG chat. Oh, we just love you so much. Oh, you're the greatest. They'll take that all day. But when you start to call them out on some of their garbage that they put on TV themselves, then they upset. Yeah. Your whole marriage is a train wreck, and you put it on TV, but nobody's supposed to say nothing to you.
And especially the ones who are the antagonists.
Yeah.
And then when somebody says something about them, oh, they're the victim now. It's so many dishers out here these days. Nobody can take anything, but everybody can dish something out. If you can dish it, then you need to be able to take it.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that are professional victims. Everybody has done something to them. They haven't done nothing to anybody. You know, why me?
I used to be like that.
Or how so?
I didn't never take accountability because I grew up spoiled, entitled. So when things didn't go my way, it was their problem. It was never my problem. Like, well, they shouldn't have talked to me like that, or they shouldn't have looked at me like that, or that's not how it's supposed to happen. Like, the world does not revolve around you.
Right.
The sooner you learn that lesson, the better your life will be.
And that's why everybody here too, I'm gonna do a shameless plug for you guys to go to Magnetic Repellent, go to my channel, like, subscribe, watch the videos, leave comments and stuff. But I did a video a while ago on my channel called about bullying, right? And the psychology of bullying. And I tell people in the video, and you guys go and look at it, give me your opinions. But I'm a proponent of bullying, not because I like bullying, but it's because it teaches you so much about life. Bullies teach you a lot. When my mother would send us to school, she would go, if there's a bully, if they bully you, you pick up the biggest thing you can and you bust them upside the head with it, right? Now, that's how we dealt with bullies, okay, in my day. Now, kids today, they get bullied. They get bullied in America. We see it in China in 2 minutes. The whole world know you're being bullied, which is much more traumatizing, but it's still bullying. But how I rationalize this, bullies prepare you for life, because the elementary school bully is going to be the junior high school bully, then the high school bullies. You're going to get bullied in college. You're going to get bullied by your employers. You're going to get bullied by the police department. You're going to get bullied by the legal system. You're going to get bullied by the banks. Everybody's going to bully you your whole life.
I think that's why, it was a little hard for me when I got out in the streets, because I really didn't have to worry. I didn't really have to deal with that. I dealt with normal little petty stuff, but it wasn't like how some children actually get bullied and it's like an everyday thing. Or, you know what I mean? Like, when you watch TV, you watch a show and the child is going an alternate route home because the bully's waiting for him around at the tree or something like that. Like, I didn't have to deal with that. So when life started not going my way, it was a harsh reality for me. However, I would say my relationships taught me a lot, because I told you I've been in some bad relationships. But the ones that were the hardest on me taught me the most about myself. Taught me that I am a whole lot stronger than I actually gave myself credit for. That I could, that I was enough. I am enough by myself. You know what I mean? So, yeah, adversity teach you a lot.
And listening to what you said earlier, and now you say, oh, okay, I've been in bad relationships, so forth. Looking back on it now, were you the problem or was the guy the problem?
We both, we all was.
Yeah.
Like, it was like traumas coming together, so it could be nothing but a tornado.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I said 2 broken people can't make a whole person. This is not going to happen, So,
and it was like we was off when one wanted to love the other and give the love, the other one wasn't on it. And then when it flip flopped, so it was never, it was spurts of love at the same time. It probably was in the bed,
right? More than likely.
But we had laughs and stuff, or we wouldn't have been in a relationship. You know what I mean? But it just was off and then I didn't really care about the importance of communication. That's why I scream communication so much now. Because if I would have knew something as simple as communication could have helped me bypass a lot of bullshit, I would have been communicating a long time ago.
Yeah. And it's not that simple, because if it was, everybody be doing it, as they say.
Well, I feel like it's simple now because I'm gonna tell you how I feel.
Right.
But you're right. Some people can't. That's why I push it so much, because if you practice it, it can become simple. Yeah. Because I learned I don't have to tell you that I don't agree with you by yelling at you, cussing you out, and disrespecting you. But that was my approach back then.
Right.
I thought me disagreeing with you, it had to come out a certain way.
Yeah.
But I choose how it comes out.
And what I found too about doing that, because I was a cursing out person, verbally violent, to people in my life in general, women, men, it didn't matter,
Right.
I was a child. I would cuss out adults when I was a child, but but you just have to, because that was just the hood, you know what I mean? But you have to come to find out that all this, pent up anger, it has an origin, it has a beginning. But what you know about that when you 8? Nothing. You still have to live this life and get through some stuff, then find out if you want to find it out. Because some people have very thin skin. And if you have thin skin where I'm from, they're gonna eat you alive. They just gonna eat you alive. So I got a very thick skin early in my life, and it's helped me a lot get through life. Everything's not personal. Some people just want to pick with you. Some people just want to dog on you, hate on you, whatever. And if you don't have thick skin, if they find out what your triggers are, it's going to be all over for you. It's going to be all over. People love triggers.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah. Are you one of them people, huh?
Yeah, like tell me something that I can't do. I'm going to show you how many ways I can do it. Because who are you to tell me? But I'm growing up though, it's a learning process your whole life. So
telling you not to do something is a trigger for you.
It used to be. Mm-hmm. Now I just use it as motivation.
Okay, yeah. But that's how you're supposed to use it. That's how you're supposed to use it.
It used to be like, you can't tell me what to do. Right. Because I was told what to do so much of my life. I felt like I was not in control of myself.
It's like you felt in your life, you growing up, right? You had insecurities about yourself and your own looks in your own mind, right? In my life, I was outwardly told on numerous occasions, you ugly. We don't want you. Go. We like him. We like Craig. We like Darren. We like Bill. But Alex is ugly. You know what I mean?
So I was ugly.
Huh?
People have told me I was ugly before.
Yeah. And it's not a nice thing to hear. We used to play a game in my neighborhood called Run, Catch, and Kiss, right? And that's when all the girls would run and the guys would chase them, and whoever you caught, the girl had to kiss you.
We called it hide and go get it.
That's what y'all called it?
But I never played it, but yeah.
You never played it? So what was traumatizing for me is, okay, the girls run off, and I knew I had no business playing anyway. Okay, but I'm saying, okay, well, maybe this is gonna be my shot.
Maybe you're gonna get some.
maybe I'll get lucky, So I take off behind one of the pretty girls, and typically when you're young like that, girls can't outrun boys. Boys are always faster, stronger, whatever. So I chased the girl down, and when she would look and see me behind her, TheeEnicole, you would swear it was Satan himself behind her, right?
She put the jetpack on.
She put the jetpack on. She had fear in her eyes, right? So okay, you still can't outrun me because now my jetpack is on, right? But when I would grab her and turn her toward me, the performance, get the fuck off me, leave me the fuck alone. They performed. And I'm sitting there like, why are you even playing this game? They want certain guys to chase them so they can kiss the guy they want.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They need to be specific. Yeah, I know how I feel about being specific.
Right. Yeah. But that's traumatizing for a kid. You know what I mean?
So feel unwanted would feel bad for anybody.
Yeah, unwanted, the rejection, all that. So I lived with that for a long time, and I had to figure out, because by hurting the very women I loved in my life, I caused myself a lot of pain, because when they got sick of my shit, they were gone. And you sitting up there going, what I do? You sending flowers, you sending roses, you sending candy, you all this. No, when a woman's fed up, that's it. Yeah, and they dealt with it a long time. But once they got fed up, it was a wrap.
Yeah.
You know, so we got to watch how we treat people, particularly people that we claim that we love. You know, so to circle back to Smile, we owe it not just to the people that we love or we claim to love, we owe it to ourselves.
Yeah.
To find out and deal with that trauma, because that demon going to hang around and hang around. You know, the Bible says the devil walks the earth like a lion looking for who he can devour. That reminds me of Smile. That's what that smile was doing. You know what I mean? So when you think about it like that, TheeEnicole, if you go back and watch the movie again, I'm pretty sure you probably didn't finish it because of the creepy smile. But when you go back and watch it again from a different perspective and you really, really get it, you'll say, damn, that's true.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of us are haunted.
Yeah. And as many times as you fail the test, you're going to have to retake it.
There you go.
So pass the test and get through it so you don't have to deal with it anymore.
Testimony. There's no testimony without a test. Okay. And then you should keep failing, you're going to keep taking it. That's why I say people know your triggers. Until you figure out how to deal with that trigger, they're going to keep using it and keep using it and keep using it. Yeah. You're going to end up in jail or dead or something because you haven't learned how to deal with that trigger.
That's facts. So, you guys, if you have not seen Smile, and if you've seen Smile and you have not seen Alex's commentary on it, I urge you to go check both out. When you go over there, make sure you hit that subscribe and then say, TheeEnicole sent you over there and support my guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But and I want to thank you too, TheeEnicole, for having me on your show. I'm looking forward to this season. You've been gracious enough to be my friend and to be kind to me and, you know, check on me at times. And it just been a wonderful thing. You know, we met in these podcast streets.
Yeah.
And we developed a pretty nice
YouTube streets.
Yeah, the YouTube streets, you know. And we developed a nice, you know, friendship, camaraderie, and you're a businesswoman, I'm a businessman, and we support each other in those things. So it's just very, very important to do that kind of stuff. And I just appreciate you for that. So I just wanted to say that.
Well, I appreciate that. Because that's all I'm about is support. You know, it's hard to, you know, when you have that spirit of support and people don't want it, you be like, I don't want nothing from you. Like I just been trying to be a good person. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate you accepting me as well. You know, like we said, we met on the YouTube streets. We didn't know each other from Adam. It was just a genuine, organic bond. And I think that I'm so glad that you agreed to do the show with me so that we can show people that you can have bonds with people. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like nobody wants to be nobody's friend. It's either y'all fucking or y'all enemies.
Right. No, nobody want to be a friend. You know, everybody, he must be in your inbox. She must be in your inbox. Bruh, listen, that's my friend, man. Cut it out.
Yeah.
You know, if I never got another piece of behind in my life, I've had enough. Believe me, I've had enough. You know what I mean? So I'm looking for genuine connections to help people in their businesses, their endeavors. I'm looking to be an encourager. You know, I'm tired of people committing suicide. I'm sick of it. It's like, what can we do to stop some of this madness?
Yeah.
You know, and we probably should do a show on that coming up sometime soon.
Definitely, because I did just drop a song. It's coming soon. I ain't gonna let y'all hear it today, but it's coming soon. So stay tuned for that. So that was kind of deep.
Yeah. I'm sitting there listening and I'm like, wow. Yeah, it was kind of deep, you know, kind of deep. I want to hear this song though.
I might play it tonight. I might play it on the way out of there. I did get a chance to look at your commentary though.
Oh, okay, on my channel.
Yeah, definitely. You know I support you over there.
and look what I did for the audience, for the viewers. I took your lead. I put my Cash App after my name.
Yeah, you gotta put the Cash App in there.
gotta get it in there. You know.
Yes. And my good old sister, my sister, put the link in the chat for us. So you guys make sure y'all go over there and check out the commentary that Alex get, because y'all didn't even do the homework he gave y'all. Shame on
No.
y'all.
So, yeah, they didn't do it, So we got Madam Oracle in here from the Matrix. She gonna make sure y'all do your homework.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very interesting movie, man. It's a lot. It's a lot of meaning there. So I suggest everybody look at that and look at the movie first and then go over it and see my summation of it on magnetic repellent. And we can continue to discuss it because I don't see this going anywhere anytime soon. Unfortunately, we just had that incident on the West Coast yesterday. You hear about that? There's
No,
another mass shooting, 10 deaths. Supposedly an Asian guy, 71, 72-year-old man that the cops had to eliminate for this mass shooting. So it's just this is every day this stuff is going on, and it's like, is it the food? Is it the water? Is it the
you keep asking that. I keep telling you it's all of it. It's all of that.
It gotta
people in
be.
chat, what do y'all think it is? Like
the medicines, the shots that we're getting,
all that.
all that, post hypnotic suggestion. People take that for granted. There's some post hypnotic suggestion going on out here.
And not only that, it's really exactly what we talked about tonight, which is trauma that people been carrying around for years, and it only take a split second for some people to explode.
Split second. Hey, you sitting there 2 seconds, right? When you could have just stepped back for a second or even thought for a minute, but you react in 2 seconds and you doing 25 to life. You getting the death penalty, or you gonna take your own life, or the police gonna take you out, all because you couldn't just step back for a second and rationalize what you're about to do.
And then it's the flip side where, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Then it's the flip side where, some people you like, well, how much more could they have took? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Some people have been abused so long, or you know what I mean? Like, what other outlet do they have? When you ask the government for help, they don't help you. Depending on your nationality, ethnicity,
Government.
You know what I mean? Like in an instance where a mother asks for help with her children, she's overwhelmed, and instead of offering her help or solutions, they take the kids. Or, it's no recourse, and we got to change that as people. We can't keep complaining about everything. We have to start offering solutions.
But also too, we have to, step out there, put ourselves out there. But the people with the issues too, they have to walk toward us a little bit. I mean, you can't help people if you don't know they're having a problem. So they have to be able to say to themselves, I'm not thinking right. I don't feel right. I need to talk to somebody. Be man and woman enough to say that and understand you on edge. It's not normal to wake up in the morning and go, I'm going to kill 50 people today. It's not normal thinking. So you got to find out what is you don't know.
Because the thought's not wrong, because you have crazy thoughts sometimes when you overwhelmed. Yeah. It's about the action.
The action,
what you
right?
Do after it, you know what I'm saying? Because
that you can't help what come across your mind. That's true. Because I mean, I know people right now that if they was on fire, I wouldn't even piss on them.
Let me take a commercial break real quick. Hey, y'all, it's a whole bunch of dope creators in the chat right now. A lot of dope content creators. Just tap on their names and see if it says go to page. Go to their page, subscribe, like. One is right here on the panel with me, Magnetic Repellent. Make sure y'all go over to that channel and check them out. We got Madam Oracle in here. Check her out. Room Shaker in here. Miss HBIC. Go check on her channel and support. You know what I'm saying? But back to what you were saying, Alex. Yeah. It is it's kind of like a people like us, we got to just put our foot down at this point because it has been such a big stigma for asking for help. It's been such a big stigma to say, I can't handle this anymore. You know what I mean? So I'm here with open arms to tell people like you do have a safe space to talk and to vent. We got a couple platforms coming for y'all where y'all can vent and talk about what y'all going through and not on YouTube where the world is looking. Like there's some private platforms that we have coming for y'all where you can get help. You can vent if you want to without being judged, you know? It's not really that many safe spaces.
Yeah, that's it's really hard to find a safe space. I want to shout out to my cuz. He's in the chat, Eric Moore. That's my cuz. What's up, E?
How do
You
you
know,
deal with it?
yeah.
No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, there's a big age gap. That's my little cuz there. We got a big age gap between us, but that's my little cuz. Love him. But yeah, he grew up watching me with all the craziness. You know, he grew up around that. But you know, and in our family, there just was a lot in our family going on. I spoke a little bit about it, you know, a little while ago, because that's where a lot of times it starts in families, and our secrets make us sick. You know, because you know things happen in families. Don't say nothing. What happens in this
Happens
house
here
stays in
stays
this house.
here.
You know,
Yeah. His
don't.
name started with an E though, so I don't think he was a part of any of that.
No, really. Everybody name start with E got to be good,
Period.
right?
We don't be on that, you know. What's going on, Big Fresher? I ain't seen you in a minute. I hope you're doing good.
Eyes on me. Eyes on me. Apply that pressure.
I was not ready for that one. I wasn't ready.
What's up, Big Pressure in the house?
But yeah, though, like people need to start, you know, being okay with being transparent and being open. I saw an interview. Everybody is bashing Krishan right now as we get on out of here. Everybody's bashing Krishan Rock right now. She's young, she's wild. We all was there before. You know what I'm saying? And she said something on B Simone podcast. Shout out to B Simone. I really like her podcast. I just found out about it really. So I've been like under a rock doing a lot of work, y'all. But I'm catching up. She said the reason why people are always talking about us is because we're not afraid to show our ugly. The people who are judging us, they probably going through something way worse, but they won't show their ugly. And I just really like her. I do. It's something that resonates with me with her because I've been there. I was young, living wild, living my life. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can tell me nothing. We just saw where I said I didn't even know I had certain traumas that I had to deal with. You learn as you get older. And the reason why people don't want to talk about what they're going through is because when you see something that you so called don't agree with in your high, mighty ass life, all you do is judge and point the finger. You don't even think about what this person could have gone through or endured in their life.
And you know what that leads to? That finger pointing. As you become an adult, that goes to you bouncing from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship, and always blaming the other person. Never just turn it. All you gotta do is turn around and look in the damn mirror.
Yeah, you know, and that doesn't even mean sexual relationship. It could be friends, associates,
anything,
co-workers, all that.
When people are running away from you and you're losing people in your life, nobody wants to. You gotta start. At some point, you have to look at yourself. You really do. The easiest thing to do is to blame everybody else,
right?
You know, but like you said, the word you used was accountability, which is a huge word today that nobody likes because we love to do the blame game. You know, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be in this position. If he didn't cheat on me, I wouldn't have done that. If they didn't do this, and my mother did this, and my daddy did that, and just, you know how many grown people right now in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s still got mommy and daddy issues?
They in the nursing home talking about that shit.
Mommy and daddy issues in your 60s?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, are you serious right now? You know, and that just comes from an unwillingness to deal with the ugliness of that trauma, Nicole. So we got to keep doing shows like this. Let people know there's no shame behind it. You know, talk about it. Talk to somebody, but do not go out there and jump off a building. Do not go out there and shoot up a school. There are other alternatives to deal with this stuff.
And when you do, you feel so free. You feel so free.
Because you find out you're not the only one.
Yeah.
You know, you're not the only one.
And you won't be the only one hitting that like button on this video. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. And come back next week because we got a doozy for y'all next week.
Oh yeah. And also hit these cash apps. You TheeEnicole, she got her cash app there. You see mine, W Leath. Hit them cash apps. Nothing's too small and nothing's too big.
Yeah, period. And we will be giving back. We have a lot in store for you guys. We just getting started. We only on episode 2, so make sure y'all stay tuned. And since Alex asked, I'm gonna play this song because it is befitting for this topic. So we'll see y'all next week.
Peace out. One love.
Will there ever be better days? Better days? Better days? Better days? Better days? Better days?
Come tell me a story about the good old days. I'm feeling dismayed. I just can't with today. I need some good news, or maybe some new shoes. Fix me some good food. I'm stuck with the blue. Sun gon' pop out, then the sun gon' pop out, watch out. Then the sun gon' pop out, then the sun gon' pop out, watch out. Rainy days won't last always. Rainy days won't last always. Rainy days won't last always. Better days are on the way. Please tell me you remember the good old days. How the world get this way. I just can't get away. I need some news. I've been nowhere but just cool. Bad feelings in these boots. I'm out when I thought them twos. Then the sun gon' pop out. Then the sun gon' pop out, watch out. Then the sun gon' pop out. Then the sun gon' pop out, watch out.